Welcome back to Our Chicago. I'm Terrell Brown. Javon Harley is a travel professional for more than 30 years. She owns Advantage International, an incentive and special interest group travel company. And you can catch her hosting Travel Culturati on SiriusXM. And Javon is with us now. Javon, good morning.
Good morning, Terrell. How are you?
I'm doing really well, thanks. How you doing?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, it's really nice to have you. It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've heard about this passport backlog problem. What are your clients telling you about this?
Well, there is certainly chatter on our Facebook groups, and yes, some of my clients indirectly, maybe having some children who had bought some summer vacations and didn't check their passport before they left, and are finding that their passport is about to expire and they're not going to get it back in time.
So what do they have to do? Do they end up having to cancel their trips?
Well, in some cases, it is going to vary. In some cases, they are going to have to cancel their trip. In some cases, if they have enough time, they can expedite, or they can use a service to expedite to help things, or to help speed things up a little bit more. That's going to be a little bit more costly. And if they have travel insurance, the cancel for any reason travel insurance, it will cover for that as well.
Are airlines working with them to make these changes? Can travelers get refunds?
If you have a non-refundable ticket or package, it is non-refundable. However, most airline tickets are going to have a 1-year validity. So if you need to make a change, then you can postpone your travel for another date. It will come with some penalties, but at least all is not lost.
While we got you, and while we're talking about this, any good destinations we can hit up without a passport?
Well, of course. I mean, we have the USA. There are plenty of destinations to go to in the United States. But if you really want to feel like you're outside of the United States and go to something a little bit more tropical, Puerto Rico, you do not need a passport to go to Puerto Rico because it is a territory. Of course, there's the United States Virgin Island, where you don't have to have a passport to go to. And if you're doing a closed loop cruise, meaning you're departing from and returning to the United States, you can do a cruise to the Caribbean, where it is highly recommended that you have a passport, but you can cruise on a closed loop cruise without one, with legal documentation.
Good to know. Before we let you go, and I wanted to really pick your brain on this, because you're traveling abroad in September, right?
Yes, late August, early September.
Got you. And your passport doesn't expire until November. So everything's good here, right?
Well, you maybe not. You really have to focus on the validity period. So when you're traveling outside of the country, you have to go to the country's website to determine what the requirements are. And a lot of times it will have an indication of passport validity, which is anywhere from 30 days to 6 months beyond your date of travel. So let's say you're traveling in September, but the country requires that your passport is valid 3 months after your last date of travel, then your passport is not valid.
Wow.
And you will have to get another passport. The other thing you need to consider, you want to check your visa pages. Do you have a blank visa page in your passport book? Because there will typically be a requirement that you must have at least one blank visa page. And if not, you will have to get another passport, or they won't allow you into the country without it. So check your passport, the expiration date, check the validity period for the country that you're visiting, and check the number of blank visa pages in your passport book.
It's amazing to think that your passport could be 6 months out from expiring, and you might not be able to get into that country that you want to. Javon, all of the things that we need to know, and why we're so glad to have you this morning. Javon Harley, owner of Advantage International. Thank you so much. So good to see you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Take care. Have a good one. And that is going to do it for Our Chicago. Thank you for being with us. Hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.